swear. For real, for real. Okay, now, hello everybody. My name is DocGiraffe93, or as you might better know me, Giraffe Guru. And I have been so excited for Pentiment. Ever since summer, I've been really wanting to see and play this game. And I'm just really excited in general. I've really been wanting to play this. We'll use Stylist. And I've really been wanting to play this because it seems so interesting, and you'll see why. In principle, oh. Oh. It's like an eraser. They put so much time and effort into this. Just to be erased. Okay. I wonder why that was there. Xbox Game Studios presents. Oh, this is like a made by Microsoft. This gotta be good. An Obsidian Entertainment production. Oh, it's made by Obsidian as well. You're making me really excited as well. Oh man, Pentiment. Oh, from the artwork and screenshots I've seen, this looks so good. So I got it. I'd buy it, you know, but it's on Xbox Game Pass. Director. I can't see that because my stream overlay is covering that. Animation director Kathy Nichols. Bless all these souls who worked on this. Program director Brett Klusser. I really hope I don't end up hating this and praising them. Audio by Kat Wensk. It doesn't matter what game it is. Audio is always great. And the music, you know. Eintram by Lingua. Producer Alec Frey. Area design. This is actual Latin. All that was narrative director Josh Sawyer. All of that had to be made by hand as well. Somebody's work was that. And you'll see what I mean by this game being really high production. This must have cost a lot just because the art style alone. All of this, all of these opening visuals had to be modeled, drawn, all that by hand. An artist sleeps. An artist's mind. And the abbot said to me, Andreas, I don't want you to strike the distressors in however. You finish this commission by the end of April. Keep your conversation with Brother Piero to a minimum. Say that. Brother Piero is such a source of wisdom and encouragement for you today. Indeed, but the role of Christian contemplative life demands that the brothers not engage idle chatter. Jesus Christ, what a pack of dullards. Be happy holding stock there for a few more months, Andreas. How did you reply to the abbot, Andreas? Well, as I said, I avoided unnecessary conversations. I replied that the rail was for him, not for me. I'm an artist, not a monk. I just know I'm comfort. I'd say that, yeah. And thank Christ for that. His calling is to God, yours is to labor and fulfillment that brings. It's the Leva's house, so everybody has to play by his rules, or rather, the rule. Despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as a master await you. Yes, marriage to someone he has never met, hardly ideal. Well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher. Oh, Jesus, you should definitely get married. Is she pretty at least? Well, my brother said it was the letter, but maybe he's just trying to lift my spirits. Small portrait they said was lovely, but the artist couldn't be flatters. Oh, no, it's not what I'm doing anyway. We'll do that. It's growing late. The wheel of time stops for no man, Andreas. I fear you must leave us. Ah, true, your majesty. Will you visit us again soon? Hopefully, but it's out of my control, your majesty. I don't know, your majesty. Well, I can't always Well, I can't always treat it as prisoners. Hopefully, but it's out of control. As on many things, trust in Providence. Galbrian, please see Andreas safely home. Of course, Your Majesty. Until next time, Andreas. Until next time, Andreas. Look at all this. Every single bit of this had to be hand-drawn. Oh, hey. They don't mind to the other fools, Andreas. Never do. What the hell is that one guy doing? Just punching him. I never do. Ow! At least I would if they'd stop stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. They're fool, Andreas. No point trying to teach them anything. I know John wants you to endure the Albert shite, but since I take you home, I get the last word. William, run your ragged, boy. Yeah, I can't push me around. He's just trying to keep ordering me out of the outside. It'll be fine. I won't cause some trouble. There's no way to think about this. You need to stand up for yourself. Okay, that's the fool's doing it on purpose. Would you please stop? I give up. Take me on, Galbrian. Yeah, as you wish, Andreas. Oh, yeah. Oh, a child. Kill it. Morning, Ursula. Good. Time to get up. Yes, quiet Chisel's face. Look at that. 1. The Baron. April of 1518. So it's the Dark Ages currently. Go to bed. Wake up and immediately go to bed. The Picatrix. Key of Solomon. The Hepatrum. Prior friend gave me all the books to read. I really should clean this up. Where are my quests right now? Another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. I need to get across soon and head up to the abbey so I can start work at the scriptorium. I think that's what it said. No, oh, that's why I opened up the map, I guess. Ursula. And Claire. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? Quite well, actually. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Anyway, I knew you'd be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. Otto got an order. Otto stopped by. Yes, around dawn. Look at that image. Thank you. Here you are, Andreas. That's too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. Master Andreas, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? If we raise it by 2 groschen? I hate to ask, but we're behind on our taxes to the Abbey. 2 months behind. Peach is losing his hair over it, even more than usual, I mean. Of course, it's no problem at all. Besides, we don't want Peter to lose any more of his precious hair. I'm not sure how he thinks to himself. I suppose that's not out of the question. It's like a thing I can manage. I can't promise anything. I'll see what I can do. Well, were those taxes unexpected? I'm not sure how. Yeah. Oh. Big God bless you, Andreas, and may St. Luke watch over you today. Speaking of St. Luke, how's your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of my days are spent working for the Abbey. It's only during the Divine Office that Prior Ernick allows me to work on my masterpiece. A reasonable restriction, but still going. The City Council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show clients and romantic. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg Library and open a workshop of my own. From Nuremberg to university and now traveling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andreas. Yes, I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after... we'll say... a few missteps. It must be rather frightening, starting all over again. I owe it to my family to make something of my life. It is, but I know that is what I wanted to. To my family to make something of my life. So we remember. They helped me even after I dropped out of university. I can't let them down. I'm sure you make your family proud, Andreas. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching some beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful. Well, it's hard to say until it's done, that's true. That's no way to think about it. Sure, it will be a treasure where it's finished. Art is always changing when you're making it. You never know how it's going to turn out, even when you think of the finished product in your head when you first start. Mistakes will come along, and you'll incorporate that into the design, and it all changes. I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we'll leave you after Vespers reception. Not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker invited me over for supper. Of course. Please say hello to the Druckers for us. Of course. Until later, Claire. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Andreas. Hello. Yeah, no. No, let me repeatedly slam my head into the wall. I think Andreas is having a stroke. He's being taken by the devil himself. Yeah, just leave him to it. There. Look, Claire, can you spare a moment to chat? Of course, Andreas. How can I help? I was wondering if I could help you with your tax troubles. You said you were behind in your tax. Exactly how much are you short? Yeah. Oh, well, about 2 guldens worth. Let's see. Golden. Gold coins used as currency throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Different standards exist for the gold in different regions. It is generally equivalent to a Florentic florin. Okay. If you can't pay your rent early, that's alright. I'm sure we can find some way to pay that. Happy to contribute wherever I can. I know the times are hard for you right now. You have a good heart, Andreas, but I'm afraid I can't accept. Peter's too proud of a man to ask for charity while he's still ground. There's still ground still. I'm sorry. I should have asked you about right in the first place. Yeah, have your life. I'm not being paid early, Claire. You've been a good host to me, and I can do without more than your family. God bless you, Andreas. Don't mention this to Peter, right? He would hate to know I told you about it. You won't know a thing. Thank you, Andreas. Till later, Claire. Child. And the Ooh, big man. Chicken. Peter. Andreas. Yo, Peter. God bless you. And Andreas. Oh, yes, and Andreas. This weather's been... oh, god awful. Sun's gone to shite since many days. I don't think the townsfolk can do too much about the weather. Ugh, well, of course they will not do anything now. No one follows the old ways anymore. The old abbot didn't bother us much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left the offering to church to keep disguised here with the faith. Matthias knew that God was in our hearts, that Christ was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. The church banned all observance of pagan gods, though, Peter. What sort of I thought St. Martin's protected us, and you thought the spirits had been following with us, and someone follows the custom. I'll say it's sort of local customs. The kind that scares away witches and keeps spirits from calling storm clouds over our farms. The saints went first to watch over the castle. My father knew that. Lord Ryan and came partner knew that. The bastard abbot, I may not like it, but some of us keep the traditions alive. Like the old widow Attila. I wouldn't mention that at the Abbey. Like the old... Wait, sorry. Yes, she always hangs the door frame with lavender to keep the spirits out. It doesn't help the spirits, it does smell nice. I see. I should go. Alright, God bless you. Let's I am running for some reason. Morning, Andreas. That's Big Jorg. Morning, Big Jorg. How's it going? You working today? Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plow. It took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday. Right. Thank God for Sunday. Smells like a storm's coming. No. Just smells like fresh alpine air to me. You've been traveling too much. Or was it you spent your wonder year before coming to Crossing? I like how it'll erase some of the ink and everything, because it makes a mistake. Pick a background that will affect your character's first going over. Press and hold the control. Basil. Andreas knows some Italian and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Basel to nearby Bern, Zolkenangel. Flanders. Andreas knows some Dutch and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. Italy. Andreas knows Italian, a little Greek, and can reference cultural touchstones from Florence, Venice, and Milan. We'll take Italy. I'm partly Italian. Italy, Florence for a while, but Venice and Milan as well. Italy? No wonder your senses are dull. You've been down there for too long. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell storm coming. It must be great to be in the mountains. How long will that take? 10, 15 years? I don't think I have that long, Big Jorg. Why'd you spend all that time in Italy doing it anyway? Or art, I mean. Hedonist. Andreas seeks out pleasure wherever he goes. He is extremely social and quite experienced in all the enjoyable vices of the world. Craftsman. Andrea lives to work and dedicates all of his time to art. Bookworm. Andrea spends all of his non-working free time finding and reading as many books as he possibly can. Galleon. Andreas has a penchant for getting involved in petty schemes, pranks, minor crimes, and fistfights. Businessman. Andreas devotes most of his time to self-promotion, optimizing business expenses, making investments, and balancing his books. Real life, I would either be a hedonist, craftsman, or bookworm. I really love devoting time to craft, but that does get boring after a while. Bookworm, I love reading, and hedonist, yes, but I don't think I want to devote my life to that. So, let's see. I don't think I would do that. I'm gonna say bookworm. Reading mostly when talking about books. Couldn't get enough of it. Venice is filled with incredible printers. Florence continues to illuminate beautiful manuscripts. And the books they produce are treasures, everyone. I didn't realize the books meant that much to you. I've seen Father Thomas's Bible, a few other books. I haven't had much use for reading though. Anyway, I have to get going. Jorg, let's go. It's already up. Good. Look, I'm talking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you soon, Therese. Until later. Look at that art style, though, the animation. Big Jorg, how you doing? Hey, Andreas. You say hello to the girls today. Eva and Claire? No, I mean the chickens. Peter, James, and John. They like it when you stroke their back or give them a good scratch under the breast. Named your chickens after the apostles. Isn't that blasphemy? I guess when you put it plain like that. I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witness Jesus' greatest moment of glory and his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls in it. They see everything I deal with around you. Makes perfect sense to me, Big Jorg. You have much in common with Christ. You're making fun. It's fine, I get it. I'll just call them girls from now on. Give me a second. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the bastards. Clara's says... Oh, she said Ciaz says we need the extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Down comments. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Andreas. Andreas Smith is much stronger than the one he uses at the Abbey. Those sheep are always going to block me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Martine. What? What? Veronica. Hello, Andreas. Hey, Andreas. No idea what they're going on about there. Gertner Farm. That's just where I came from. Where do I go from here? Oh. Martine, please, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. Martine, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Oh, nothing in today's. Excuse us, but the fence rails fell off and the sheep started hopping in. Is there something I can do to help? Should I offer it? Something I can do to help. Have you ever handled sheep before? Good point. Oh, look, there's something going on up this Ensign's place. Pointing! Pointing! Pointy, pointy! Point. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know, Martine. Luckily, he's given it a mouthful. Christ, I haven't seen lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johann pulled his pants down. Knocked two of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind the stone man Urson's anger. He's noble. He looks really rich. God damn it, Martine. Stay out of trouble for once. Oh, Chancelli. Behave yourself. I have enough to deal with right now. Jace, you don't mind moving your skinny little body up the road? We need to get these sheep under control. Of course. See you later. Good luck. Off I go now. Oh, can I go down? I can. So there will be an option in the future. Church and Dreckers. Commons. Oh. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Morning, Claus. Another day at the Abbey, and there's your eyes to work my masterpiece. Good to hear. We're still coming by for supper tonight. Mary and Bert would love to see you. You really need to see those new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Tillinus book. I didn't realize Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas, he's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from heresy, witch mania, adventure stories of questionable moral repute, your sloppy typesetting. Well, no, all of us have the luxury of taking days to write a single page for a book, journeyman mailer. Only journeyman for a few more months than master. Great, then you could take a week for a single page and they'll probably pay you double for it. See, now you're thinking like a master artist. Too bad you're a printer. So, separate tonight after Vespers? Of course, thank you. Great, I'll tell Marie and Bert you're coming. See you then. I like that, that all of those letters are like, you know, the ink, you know, you have to refill the ink each time, so some of them are, like, have less ink than others. I think that's a really cool touch. While Andreas, you know, it takes a while for it to be written. See you later, because it's by hand. Pause. Morning, Andreas. This looks like the setup for like a musical number. God bless, Master Maelstrom. I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get... Good, good. Andreas, I don't recall singing at the Sunday morning Mass. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? Yes. I apologize, Father Thomas. I promise y'all. I should have stayed up to... I do, but I stayed up too late on Saturday. I don't want to get in an argument with him about this. The church on Sunday be such a burden is not for his... if not for his sake. A man has many duties. Father Thomas should appreciate how hard he works to get Gary. Yeah. I'll start when time works out, though. Yes, I apologize, Father Thomas. I promise you I'll make it this Sunday. I do, but I'm working on schedules late night. Okay. You don't have to make a promise to me, but our salvation is good. It's not the... Oh yeah, I made a mistake on number writing. Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Master Maelor, this is Lorenz, Baron of Northingard, a great lord from the countryside near Worms. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I he said early, only wish all of the neighbors there is welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I are returning from a trip to Venice. Spent a few days in Jörnburg and it was terribly dull. I mean, that's a charm common to those alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the Emperor's diet. The Emperor? Was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait on the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him with a painter. How was Venice? I only lived there only a few days ago. Yeah, years ago. Oh, fascinating. Well, the city is Jews, not live in their own quarter in the north. The city's artists are still producing wonderful work. Titian in particular is a god. No offense, Father. Of course. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Jörnsburg, and I wanted to ride ahead to make a visit to Kirsero. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. A great loss for the Abbey and for us all. Indeed, my good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tesla he was reading during my last visit. I need to adjust my chair I'm sitting in. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. Ah, yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss these things past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Gernot, and I have come to check on its progress. Oh my lord! Oh, my lord! If you have come to see the manuscript, you should speak with this young Master Mela here. Not quite true, Master. I still have to marry and be approved by a state council. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the Abbey Scriptorium. A Nuremberg artist working in an Abbey Scriptorium in 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord. It would be an honor. Well, I'm already late to the Abbey, but I suppose it's alright. Sure, my lord will find little intimate companionship with me. Of course, my lord. It would be an honor. Wonderful. It's rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the Abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the Abbot's stable. Did the Abbey invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What is he going to do? Refuse us? Excellent. I'll see you soon then. Nicholas, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the Abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Mela. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? No, I'm not married, but in truth I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a year at Erfurt. Erfurt? Wonderful. The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. I get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Just like Martin Luther King Jr. Wait, you may have even met him, did you? You must tell me. Ah, no, he was a few years ahead of me. Still, his ideas do seem as cynic. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I do get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of indity. Yep, that's going to be fixed. 95 theses against the church. Father Matthias was not having a lively debate. Hell, Father Gernot does not disappoint in that regard. Enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Barrett, but did you attend? You seem very well educated. Ah, no. My family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle to Cicero to Ficino and Aramis, and everyone between me. What's it called? Same. I may have misjudged it, Baron. It seems he is as well read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Did you earn your doctorate? In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man than did you earn your doctorate. No, I didn't. Only master's degree. I started working towards doctorate, but I didn't finish. Ah, that's a shame. Oh, what was your area of study? Oh, theology. Andreas has a strong understanding of Catholic theology, biblical knowledge, canon law, heresies, and similar subjects. Imperial law. Andreas knows the basics of the fractured system of laws that govern the various states of the Holy Roman Empire. Medicine. Andreas is familiar with the basics of human biology, medicine, and illness. Oh, this is going to be really important. Theology, I feel, is the most like unimportant in today's, but back then, no, it's not that important. Imperial law, no, but medicine, I feel like I would be interested in, so I'll pick that. All things medical, studying the latest and greatest texts coming out of Italy. Yes, the Italians continue to innovate in that area. Extraordinary, really. Look at his smug face. I just know. He's got like the troll face. Problem. Fascinating work. Who knows what secrets we may learn about the human body in the decades to come? Dude, you would not believe even if I told you. You! If I had any faith, I would have prayed you never show your face here again. Huh? Curse you, Lorenz Rothagel. Pocahontas dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind of fate. What the hell was that? No, now he's got the satchel face. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old Chrome will probably be dead. Oh, what was your early time in university? Every student must say the trivium and quadrivium, yes? Do you have a favorite subject? Oh, Latinist. Andreas has a strong command of Latin grammar and vocabulary. He can also easily recall sentences and quote words of wisdom from the Roman Republic of Empire. Oh, this is... Okay, logician. Andreas instinctively thinks through the implications of information as he receives it. He is adept at spatial analysis and can easily perform complicated calculations in his head. Orator. Andreas excelled in rhetoric in university. He is a skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. Cultist. Andreas knows a soul-endangering amount of theoretical and practical knowledge on alchemy, astrology, theory, necromancy, and various magical rites and ceremonies. Heavens and the earth. Everyone knows a great deal about the constellations, heavenly bodies, and the movement. He is also familiar with various plants and animals from study and personal experience. God. Okay, I don't want orator or chorus. We can rule those out. Heavens and the earth, magician, Latinist. I would say, I'm gonna say, heavens and earth. I love studying the natural world, my lord, both the heavens above and the wild spaces around us. Formerly, I studied as much astronomy as I could. It's incredible how much we've learned from both the Arabs and the Greeks. True, but even now we continue to discover more about what we see within the celestial sphere. What began as pagan myths to explain our place in the world helps us understand our place in the heavens. And this may seem foolish, but I spent a lot of time in the wilderness learning about plants and animals. Really? The libraries of Earth not have enough herbals to satisfy your curiosity. I don't need to malign our august Greek and Roman authors, but the Materia Medica was written before the coming of Christ. Surely there's more that we can learn about plants, insects, and animals by observing them in nature. Beyond that, I still have a love for wild places. While I do not share your academic interest in nature, I must admit that I sometimes enjoy the solitude of a walk in the woods. And your other sites, was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, we get another thing. Okay, good, good. I'm gonna say... it's either logician or Latinist. I'll say Latinist. I focused on Latin. It's useful in so many ways, but especially for understanding manuscripts. Wonderful! A beautiful language used in the greatest empire of the ancient world. Tell me, what's your favorite century? Everyone enjoys the smell of their own tarts. Remember to tell the tale of another's kindness. There's many times, but whatever kind of deed... We'll do that. Yes, Cato the Younger, an unflinching defender of the Roman Republic. But what did the principals get him? Death at the hands of Caesar. Quite true. He died by his own hands. And when Caesar learned of it, he said, Cato, I resent you for your death, for you denied me the chance to spare it. I bet your errands, but not without measure of sweetness. Ah, there's the abbey. I have good memories of this place. And of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Casal at all? My family has been patrons of Casal for, I don't know how many generations. 2 years ago, I heard that Casal still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production. I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. There's not much left of it these days. Two old men, a young scribe, and me. This is as good a place to see. They are. The remainder are quite talented, if a bit old-fashioned. Say that. The Casal is more than a bit old-fashioned. Some of my friends think I'm mad for commissioning a manuscript from Abbey in this day and age. Well, my family has been patrons of the Casal for generations. It seems wrong to stop now. A while. Look at that. That's gonna get fixed. Well, while there's still talent here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gano a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on his progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no, I do know the art as well. The venerable Brother Pietro. How venerable. He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Pietro has an incredible talent with color. And I very much look forward to seeing it. I'm actually really enjoying talking with this guy. Usually I hate rich people and that kind of thing, but this guy's fun to talk to. I like him. Nicholas, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the Abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the Abbey waiting any longer. Ooh, interesting. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedict house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago, but then Kirsten is a place out of time in more ways than one. You know, Mother Cecilia seems to recognize you. You are acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Ooh. Hey, a monk. Ah, you must be Father Ganat. I am Lorenz, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rothenwell. So wonderful to have you here again. I actually did me on the last visit. Ah, if you say so. I am not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I really had. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Oh, they're not ready for him. Uh-oh. Catastrophe. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium. Now! Of course, Father. I'm eager to get what... Why are you taking this on me? It's not my fault. That time to ask for an advance on my payment for the Book of Hours. Let's close Father. We need to get work. It's different. Then get to work. Yeah, I should have asked him about advance in Gurns, Texas. I could just convince Brother Mathian to pay me early. Yeah. Find a way to get paid. We have convent, garden, shrine, and church. He's a father, so expected to be in church, right? God bless you, Andreas. Hasn't your voice ever recovered from Easter Mass, Rudiger? Oh, yes, it was a bit of a strain, but don't worry, they sacrificed. Oh, the Lord could give us his all on Easter. Exactly. What's a good day in the scriptorium? Have a good day singing. You have the crypt in the tower. Let's check out the crypt. Crypts have always fascinated me. The foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. These two markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the abbey. The abbey teachers from the Knights of Curacao power in the 14th century. Those days have long passed. What's that image? Okay. Investigate. Lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's sitting down here. That's a baby. That was it. Now what? What did I do? Oh. Oh, secret interest library. I'll have to remember this. Okay, I'll remember it. Touch the child. It's never gone wrong before. Oh, nothing. Nothing. God bless you, Andreas.
God bless you, Andreas.
How's sacristy today, Matthew?
The same as yesterday. Does my location seem silly to you, Master Mailer?
Oh, I was just being friendly.
Please, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God will be with you.
One more thing, I have a favor to ask you.
Yes, Andreas?
Hoping you can give me pay for the latest manuscript early.
This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Ganault. You'll be paid on the completion of at least this manuscript you'll illuminate, not before.
I only have a few pages left. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway.
Then I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. This Abbey runs through mutual agreements, not half-assed payments. Breaking kids' contacts they cost under trouble, man, if you look up for the passing without.
Is that why my father has increased the taxes on goodness?
What is this, Andreas?
Goodness have asked me for their rent early so they can pay taxes to the Abbey.
I see, very well. Do not ask of this again, Andreas Mailer. Here you are. I shall note this with Father Ganault and carry it out.
Thank you, Brother Matthew.
God bless you, Andreas.
Nice. Alright, now that I've got my payments, I can give Clara the rent early. I'll give it to her directly, make sure. Yeah.
What do you think you're doing, Brother Master Mailer?
Stare innocently.
Stay away from sexy. You're not allowed in there.
That's my apologies. Thank you, Master Mailer. Oh, Bailey. No, we're going back inside the church. There's so much to explore in there. Dormitory. Cloister? It's here. The Sabat. Sabbath. God give you health, Master Mailer. Brother Sabat, I'm surprised to see you still here. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. I and my bishop regret that we could not reciprocate Father Rudolph's generosity earlier. He showed much kindness to our priest at the Council of Constance many years ago. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop. I will miss these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Mailer, and see the headlands. God has blessed my home with the wondrous people. I would love to, someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you are ever in Rome, I may still be around. I've only made as far as south as Florence, but I'd like to see Rome. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in real places like these. I have had kind words with Baker and his wife. Ah, yes, the albums were Ulrich and great. I often tell them the story to children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seems excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. I can certainly make time. Thank you, Andreas. I look forward to it. God will give you health. Dormitory, kitchen, cellar, cemetery. Ooh, cemetery. The apple trees have only started bloom. It'll be months before they bear fruit. Okay, remember that. And the child. Animal pens. The monument to the founder of the Abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. Must not be taking good care of them. It's already doing that. We'll check out Bailey out later. We need to check out these areas. Every area needs to be explored. Large garden. Oh, frick. wonder what recipes brother had for peas. There's so much to explore. These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever eaten will be pickled. Abbott House? Frederick. God bless you, Andreas. Hey, dog. Pet Mirabilis. Who's your guard? Colonel. Andreas. Oh. Poor pup. What's this lead to? Cloister Chapter House. What's Chapter House? Ooh. A Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. Truly is. A Dance of Death mural from... Oh, yeah, okay. Cloister. Infirmary? What's going on in the infirmary? I know medicine, so... St. Luke, the patron of artists, is also the patron of healers. Nice. Florian. God bless you, Andreas. Brother Florian, how are you? You look depressed. The brothers and sisters are well, so I am well. Thank God. I need to go take a piss. I had a wonderful piss. Thank you for asking. Andreas, have you spoken to Klaus Stucker lately? Yes, quite recently. Why?
Peach, what's going on? We don't have...
I'm opening up Twitch on my phone so I can see if there's any chat going on. I believe he may be receiving a medical text from Boulogne soon. Quite interesting. I believe he may be... C'est le guerre, Italian. Can you read Italian? Ah, no, little Italian. My Latin is not as good as I would like. I was hoping Brother Risco would help me with it if he has time. I'm sure he will make time. He is a patient teacher. He's smiling. That he is. I'll see you later, Andres. Until then. Most of these medicines were made by Agnes Stern with some help from Sister Gertrude. See, what's in here? The Upper Abbey. Wow. Monsignor Aquarium. Whoa, what the... I don't think I'm supposed to clip through that, but I'm really enjoying this game. It's very interesting. It's making me think, and I like thinking. Courtyard and Lavatorium. What's that? Oh, it's this place. Ooh. I think I was thinking of another place. I don't think I've ever been here before. Interesting. Refectory. Kitchen and cellar. Oh, hey, Lucas. Hello, Andreas. How goes it in the kitchen? Does Brother Walsh staff working you hard? Not too bad, brother. Wojslav is nice to me. Wojslav is right to me. It's Father Abbot and other pariah who would make things hard. Also, I shouldn't complain. They just like their food a certain way, and I'm not that good at cooking yet. I'm sure Brother Wojslav will teach you. What you need is more variety. Want me to get you some mushrooms from the forest? I know the best types. You don't understand. You think that will help? I only use what's in the cellar. Brother Andreas complains about his food too, but he complains to Brother Wojslav. What does Brother Isaac know about food anyway? He's from Cornwall. I don't even know where that is. It's a land to the west across the sea where all they eat is fish. Sounds miserable. That's always what he complains about, the fish. He just likes to complain, I think. Don't lose heart, Brother Lucas. You're still learning. Thanks. See you later, Andreas. Until later. What's in here? The cellar. Wojslav. Morning, Andreas. I was living with the Gertners. It's great, they're a lovely family. Claire is a good woman, and she looks after Big Jorg and Eva like they were her own. They're both almost full grown. True, I suppose it's less than that they need looking after, more that she cares so. Little Ursula is in good hands. Anyway, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in the casing tomorrow. Until then. Why are those voices? Kitchen. Oh, back to the kitchen. There's no more to explore. And I have yet to find where I'm supposed to be. Scriptorium. What's the button for quests? What's this? When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads them. Okay. I was originally supposed to be in the animal pen. Let's go see them. The enemies. Hey, Volkert. Good day, Andreas. Good day. Look at that pig with human-looking legs. I can't go in the abattoir. Not yet, anyways. What's this? Pilgrim badges of St. Maurice. Andrews makes these. Cool. Old Bailey. Scriptorium, that's where the scriptorium is. Okay. Check out that in a second. What is this? A Volvia? I've seen this before. An astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? 2 wheels, top wheels, Greek letters, and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheels divided in 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. The lines connecting the holes from the constellation Cassiopeia, the Great Wagon, and Libra and Aries. 24 holes, enough to cover all letters of Greek. Yeah. Quartz determine the upper aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. And that reveals a different set of letters underneath. I wonder what it's for. Cipher of some sort? I need to investigate more. This has to be connected with something else around here. Yeah, it must. But I also shouldn't really be messing with other people's stuff, should I? This is the prior's house. Scriptorium. That's church. That's the dormitory. Okay, well, let's go to the scriptorium. We don't want to keep him waiting any longer. Here's Guy. Good day, Andreas. How's your morning, brother? Brother guy? It's fine. More contracts there with the Abbot. Contracts or manuscripts? I honestly don't care, Andreas. As long as the Abbot is impressed, he could have me write the first chapter of Genesis until Judgment Day. Does the Abbot's opinion mean that much to you? The Abbot's in the prize bill. You're lucky. When you're done with this, you're going home. I'm never going to see Burgundy again. I need to make the best of the next 40 years. I'll leave you to it. We have Guy, and we have Endlock. Shorty. God bless you, Andreas. How are you feeling today, brother Adolk? All mill. That's easy. I am well. All done, my son. It is early. I'll give you a higher one later. I look forward to all of your anagrams, brother Endlock. Literal nuts. Ah, yes, until then. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, brother Piero. Good to see you as well. You have very bad posture. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Hey, your gardener says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Well, Alex has been living here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Don't forget, brother Guy, the fate of the youth who jeered the aged prophet Eliha outside of Bethel. Comparing yourself to a prophet, brother. Comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord in this ineffable wisdom may choose to strike down. Brother Guy, please show more respect for brother Eric. You're being mean-spirited. Calm yourself down, brother Eric. You're too sensitive to Guy's jokes. I am old Andreas. Every slag against the stings with the fire of 1,000 wasps. But I will pray to God for the strength to endure this wickedness. Every one seems quite lively. As well, that means Prior Frederick is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lauren's railing on the arrived, and he hurried out like a little mouse. Offeric is so desperate to impress the Abbot and nobles like Rothingham. It's pathetic. We feign kindness to Father Abbot, and our prior only seek to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, bear Martha wrote this manuscript. I just realized that he only wants to see the manuscript, so certainly, of course, that is why he is petitioning. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about Bertrand's visits. Baron just one kind. He has to wait like him. Guys, so now you'll stand where Piero is, and a young monk will stand where you are now. de persecuere venit. Death also came to defeat deafness of sales. Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like everyone else. Andreas, Baron Rothelgo is not like anyone else. He has a powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Distancing. Iker is already out of favor. Offenther Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Of course, the Prior Frederick is here. I'm going to work on my masterpiece until it arrives. I'm trying to understand the manuscript. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The India Maur manuscript, the Book of Hours. The hair looks messy, hey. Did you get enough sleep? What do you mean? I mean, did you sleep alone? Or... What do you want to know? It would be nice to have something to think about during divine reading. Have you considered the Lord? You really are a cloud on a sunny day, Andreas. Can I just get the book? Ugh, that's all the way upstairs. Can't you just go with Sorry, but I really can't. Any references? No, why are you complaining? Isn't this your job? Isn't writing books your job? There's a illuminated ready the book, and he's ebbing inappropriate. I mean... Yes. Mr. Luminous, I would like to buy and demo the books of hours. Yes, I overheard. Please return it promptly. Oh, where's he going? Andreas, is your masterpiece is this coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Yes, the composition is lovely. There's a joyful spirit in the arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colors is also glorious, rich and beautiful in their own, but not overpowering the scene. It doesn't feel right. I don't really know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. What do you mean? It's all my work. My son, you're copying the illustration from the Indermal script almost exactly. Oh, what's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it? Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful. And I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents. It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Graves, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire forbid it, even if off like we're not. What difference does it make? This is how the way November is painted. It is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling. In their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to the truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for the truth. Yes, but with God's great, the Book of Hours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see in the future generations centuries beyond their comprehension? Some will gaze deep into our lines and pain to seek a different meaning. What will they find? But you need not to listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptorium anymore. Truth, this room is the place out of time. Does that make you sad? I admit I'm still fond of the old styles of lecturing and illumination. Even in my youth, I knew it could not last. The creation of books, of art, is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in doing be brought to truth. Do you think there's a danger in anyone being able to write, anyone being able to read anything? There will always be a place for artists like you, brother. Well, Guy. Yeah, brother Guy. It's kind of you. Just say so, Andreas. But you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life, and I'm happy to have saved the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready. God, that is really bad posture. Ah, where's the time gone? It's already 3. Theater. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. Ugh. That's what he uses it for. I'll have to check on that. What's going on in here? Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Luminia. And after the bowl of paint to the floor. But then Prior Finnegan wrote one of his books, slammed it closed and left. He was such a worry, I didn't even think he noticed me. Slamming book shut? Probably Lefford should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. I fully agree, delicate no, all books should be treated with the utmost care. Many contain precious wisdom that will be enlightening, growing closer to God. They should be protected and cared for. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you so mad at me for borrowing the Chronica, Clara? It's not appropriately responsible then. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid. It's not valid to see work of one of the great Irish scribes. One who wrote master works that even now grace libraries at Cologne, Fulad, and Mainz? No, it's not. Unless it pertains to your work, or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me. Oh, wait, what's all the fuss about Lorenz Ruffengal? I just brought friends and were nervous. Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and father abbot have. I'll always purchase it up. Over the years. And he paid enough to help the abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities, so... How about this, Andreas? When we recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Well, I suppose I can help. I understand, but there is rarely a time when I am in the scriptorium and the brothers are not present. Thank you. That's good for the abbey. Alright, should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books across the scriptorium, I will tell you what books I'm looking for. I will determine me. Books are the 2 volumes of the Aeneid. Reddish covers of 14 inches and by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Look, inches or Nuremberg inches? What? Nuremberg inches are low. What colors are the covers again? Reddish. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favorites. From my desk. They're not his to keep. Fair amount of wear on this. I hope you don't mind. Volumes were old even when Pierre started to make the copies. How long was that? 3 years. Yeah, it's one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Pierre. Andreas chose his duty to the gods over his lover, did he? Italian non spento secchio. I did not go to Italy, believe me. I did not make you a scholar of Roman poetry, Andreas. His words are easily memorized. I'm not sure why. Or aren't. But probably out of love rather than duty. You think Aenea's sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero took his more seriously than most of the others in the abbey. Better take your chosen vacation seriously. Andreas, I don't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. True, but that doesn't mean women can't take pride in their vacations. In the city of ladies, Christine de Piazin defended women of all classes by showing their value to society. Admirable efforts, but even if we do exactly as we're told, we are portrayed as vehicles of sin. Temptress and seducers by virtue of sex, even when men are the aggressors. Even in the abbey, we must travel in pairs, lest we tempt our brothers or others. And here in these pages, Virgil cast a ditto as that of seducer, though it was the gods that thrust her into his arms. Like Dido, we ordinary women are mercilessly tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you're not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry. Of our man. Now the books, if you please. Thank you. Next, Wretched Dear. This is a printed copy, green cover, diamond pattern. I do not have the size and ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I don't know what they're talking about, but Eric was reading it. The beauty of this book truly believes its ridiculous content. Its Surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Armando Risco of Viena. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. Didn't see new brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedict monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, and lives a life adventure wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. Got the best part in the end. Geraint learns he has royal blood, the son of the duke. He reigns as king and dies in a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictus should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. What's the harm? Our fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes. Look, books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we were born. What's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither few nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither man nor female. For you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. This isn't this world you should be concerned about, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? I understand. I hate to learn a book and never get back. It would be like losing a limb. Perhaps a small limb, or my little finger. Regardless of the size and importance of the body part in question, I understand and appreciate it. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of this joy, but to return me at Rescue's pride. The book, please. Oh, he actually carried on in prison. There's only 1 book left, then you'll be freed from the bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. I remember that. I believe Brother Guy, not Gay, was reading it. The thing about it, Guy has always been Jay's always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. Very good, please bring it here. What is this anyway? Oh, maybe I should have learned French at some point. What is this? Why are you saying so many questions? Questions. Just give it to me. Sorry, but I just love books too much to let this go without knowing what it is. This can be a dangerous thing, Andreas, especially in a place like this. Those French bishops condemned this book. Or condemned this book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared this same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of 1 bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it. But I know it contained a dialogue between love and reason. The book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? "200 years ago." What? Why? Why is it still here? Because of Anther. Matthias loved books. All books. We didn't want to see it destroyed. Try to do so. Books shouldn't be destroyed, even if their content is in question. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is their law we must contend with, not your emotions. The Church was wrong. I'm not going to debate this with you, Andreas. Father Matthias is gone. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision. When Argonaut learned it was in a position, he wanted to destroy it. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows it's here. You're going to destroy it. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? Not sure. I'll hide it. Read and become a French heretic. It's not funny, I'm serious. Give me that book, or our deal is forfeit. I won't tell you anything about Baron Wolfenberg. Consider the sound theological reasons for allowing this book to exist. I appeal to your duty as a librarian of this abbey to not destroy the book. I propose compromise. I'll take the book from the abbey, far away. I'll be gone by the time Father Ganat asks about it, and if you like, you can say I stole it. I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted destroyed. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. It feels right enough. Whoa. After help reluctantly. It feels right enough in my heart for both of us. I don't think so. That doesn't even make any sense. It's not theological reasons. Books, allowing these books, or sound than condemnation for their free bishop bears. I mean, who are you going to trust? Them or me? Yeah, failure. For making my decision so easy. Did you have university voluntarily, or were you expelled? The librarian of the Abbey did not destroy this book. My duty is to God, and to the vows I made to the rule. Oh, persuade Illuminator. Bookworm's background. That book should be cared for. Express admiration for the Irish scribe Marian Scotus, offered to help Illuminator reluctantly. Quotes the Aeneid from memory. Quotes the Christian. Said losing a book was like losing a limb. Claimed that you love books too much. Books shouldn't be destroyed. Yeah, that the church was wrong to condemn the book. Yes, persuade Illuminita. Nata. But you do love these books as well. I know you do. Andreas, I love God. Books contain knowledge that can help bring us closer to His truth. I do not love books as things, but I love books that can convey God's truth. It is not my place to judge your love of books, but it is not a love we share. But does the gospel not say, hate the sin but love the Bible? Which means book. So, fibble not. No, it doesn't. You have nothing more of this, Fox. The book stays with me. So be it. I was so close. It's time to eat. That's the bell for sext. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. I should see if Father is still around and wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the abbey. I wonder what the Prior Fernet was doing with this book. From the library of the University of Five Churches, the Hungarians called it PEX. That's where Fernet comes from. That's the theology gorge of Fernet. Francis? Did Fernet seal this? Ah, the Speculum Astronomy. Albertus Magnus's defense in astrology. Of astrology. Sloppy bookend. Could have been produced by an Abbey of bastard script. Bulgarian? Flemish? Not from here and not recently. We'll do that. That's definitely Frank's handwriting between the lines and the margins. Is he notating the text for you? Is he notating the text for his personal use? In any case, that's through commentary. What's this? Looks scribbled, not like Frank to be so sloppy. They even blot the ink dry. Libra, Capricorn, Aries, all astrological symbols. Which one below? Greek, to be sure. Algebraic? That doesn't make any sense. It's not even a word, just a jumble of letters. It's supposed to be some kind of cipher. What's the key? Wait, the Volville I found also has Greek letters on it. Must be connected. How? The outer ring of the Volville is marked with alchemical symbols. The cipher has astrological symbols. Wait, of course! Each astrological symbol is associated with one of the 4 elements. I just need to make those associations on the Volville, and I should be able to solve the cipher. Okay. Let me get a Prior. Please don't be in here. Good. Now that I know the connection between the astrological symbols on the cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volville, this note should be easy to decipher. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Okay, I need to find the symbols. So we need the ooh. Where's the ooh? The little bump, the hill. It's W. Okay, so it should be H, Then we need the Oz. Should be like a sharp thing. Fire? Sharp O. Earth? Where's the sharp O? Oh, wait. Should be the I, right? Or wait. It should be, no, that doesn't make sense. Then we need the V, the Capricorn. Capricorn, oh, it says that up there. So it's Earth. Yeah, okay, should be high. And then the bump should be air. Be the W. Yeah, it should be H. Okay, I got this. Okay, we need to be fire. I'm actually happy I'm not looking this looking up the answers. B should be hug, hig. Next is that. So that should be water. And it's the X. So that should be Hydge. And then it's the fire again. Okay. Okay, we got the arrow, now we need the Y. That should be Hydger. Higger. Now we need the air. And we need the W. Higger. Now we need the MP. Where's that? That is Earth. And it needs to be the N. And that's the... Where is that? That's the... That's Earth. Because you need to keep it on Earth. Okay. And that's the squiggly S. R. And now for the final one, that's water. And it's the ugh. Gerhard. Gerhard? As in the late brother Gerhard? Yes. Yes, it can't be a coincidence. Hi, Gerhard. Brother Gerhard died sometime. Let's see. How does this connect to them? Ah. Hick Eckehard Gerhard. Here lies Gerhard. I would have used Gerhardus personally, but what's the significance? It's a place I should find where Gerhard is buried. The Abbey Cemetery screams like a good place to start. Oh no, we're unraveling mysteries. Cemetery's right here. Where is it? Right here? This is new. Hicketh ferratus genernatus dionipus mdxvii. Huh. Frank Cyper pointed here, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Maybe... So let's try the animal penguin. Still need to go eat though, so, you know. Kitchen and sun. Refactory, maybe? Is that where we... Yeah. Sabat. I was supposed to be with Sabat. God give you health. Hello. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Andreas. Andreas. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you. Good day, Andreas. If I hear God bless you one more time, I'm gonna rip somebody's eye out. Hey, God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Andreas. Good day, Andreas. Ooh, what's... I don't remember this being here. Cloister. Oh. Ooh, wait a minute. Can I go into the church right now? That one area in the church? Sacristy. Monstance, chalice, pattern, purificator. Everything you need for mass other than the host. Probably where the funds of the abbey are stored. The sacristy is also the treasury. The honoraries hold all the vestments of Father Grant and Brother during the mass. Why am I not allowed in there? That's dumb. It's boring. Old Bailey, dormitory. I don't think I went to the tower though. Oh. Bell. Church. Cloister, and then there was this area down here. The, little aquarium? Clara kindly gave me some food for dinner. I should see if Otto and Andreas... Oh, Otto is dorking below the abbey, between the guest house and the abbot's house. Guest house and the abbot's house. It should be like Lower Abbey, right? Martine! Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? Not really. What are you doing? Mind your own business. Fine, right. Just continue. I'm a little curious. And curiosity is virtue. You're nothing but a snoop and windbag. Piss off. Wouldn't want to talk to you anymore. Alright, screw you then. Guest house. Oh my god, God bless you, Andreas. Screw you. Andreas. Good day, Master Mailer. Oh, Andreas, good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, I just saw Clara did give me a message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Ah, the Amish really lets you go away with anything, doesn't it? Even me, although I'm hungry. Let's pray. Bless us, O Lord, and these are gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ and Lord, amen. 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 How was the morning for you? I've had a bad morning. Barely got anything done. My neck's aching anyway. No. Not too bad, thanks. My damned hands splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the Albert's house. Select a food item to eat. Rye bread, almonds, sheep's milk cheese. Sheep's milk cheese to start. It's not that bad of an injury. It just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here while it suits him. We'll do the almonds. Oh, it's not all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the abbey. Casting pilgrim bandages isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. And rye bread. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron multiple in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? He's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Automaton. I think he was maybe here to pressure about information massacre is going on. As far as I know, he's going to terrorize people chasing. He's here to check on commission, yeah. He was, though Fan had some misgivings about the Baron. What kind of misgiving? That he fools around with young women. He's married, of course. No, that's only gossip. And isn't Christian to spread rumors like that? It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back. Okay. No, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. We had a long conversation on the way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. It's on. It's not my affair. Not my affair. I can't speak to it. I wasn't there either, but I do know that happened. We had a long conversation on the way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that. What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? Talked about my work. He's fascinated by both art and books. Martin Luther, my time at university, a variety of others. He's quite well educated. Sure, I imagine you have a lot of time to read and you don't have to worry where your next meal is going to come from. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Andres. No one should get away with what he does. What this Abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books the Abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are praying the Abbey to make them, or paying, not praying, it doesn't bother me. No, I understand. I see why people resent the Abbot's rule. He's a harsh lord. Otto, did you see that Barra's sheep escape the grazing fields again? Nope, I'm not surprised. Our team was supposed to fix that fence and he probably did a bad job at it. He's always in a foul mood and he could be the laziest soul in Tastic. He didn't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age and he can barely lift his fingers with his wife or child. On top of that, he's a damn thief. Before you say it, and there's more than just gossip. Look at him, over by the guest house. Probably figuring out what he came to steal with the least amount of effort. I admit, he seemed less than alpha when I saw him this morning. I doubt he'll ever amount to much of anything. Yeah, that's harsh. Speaking of the bar sheep, the ewes? Is that supposed to be there? Okay. Are shorn and the women will be spinning it soon. Otto. I got it, then there's no need to tease. Good! What's to happen will happen. It's 1:43 a.m. I've been playing for a while. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right, I'll catch up in a moment, Andres. Oh, Andres, say hello to Eva for me when you get Eva. Of course. I should return to work in the scriptorium until later. Time to get to work. That's the Abbot house. I can't go in there, sadly, even though it's raining. What? Well, it's raining and you're just kind of standing there. Blair Witching. What the hell? God bless you, Andreas.
God bless you, Andreas.
Hello, Matthew. Matthew, how are you?
I thought you were away then into my role of Theodosius. I tend to decide to say Morris.
He is the patron saint of Tassin and patron Tassin and Rasul, both. So it's my duty to judge to really his worship. Whenever I do so, I always feel inspired.
The message Saint Matisse for the interest of us all. You are familiar with the life of Saint Morris, are you not?
Reading more about saints from far off, and Sister Lumina showed me a book, of course. I am surprised you have neglected Tassin's patron then. He was born in Egypt. You ought to learn something or anything about him while you're here. By all means. St. Morris is not widely known for his martyrdom
I'm at the hands of the Romans. He protected the town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn, he and his legion are decimated.
Do you really mean annihilated? Because technically decimation means one of every 10. From the limit decimus. Anyway, you said his legion, wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier?
Yes, he was a Roman citizen, and led legion made up entirely of Christians from Bavaria.
When he refused to kill the Christians, even though Hittite,
they were traced to Rome, the emperor led his legion massacred. Mastered of kilograms who did they come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tassin venerated St. Marquis because he was one of to convert the town saved from destruction.
He just came here? I had no idea the town was so old.
Yeah. Indeed, his legion was snowed into this path, and Saxon refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satire, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. He led Marquis into the spring, and as soon as he was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruit. Marquis and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts. The town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains.
I think just to tell you.
She too was martyred by the faith for the rebels in Yami town. Now her starting to protect Sasson from harm.
Let's say thank you for this, your love, man.
Well, welcome, Master Mara. God bless you.
Until later, brother. That's Carl. I need to get to work. I can't talk anymore. Cloister. Sign at the very least. Dormitory, kitchen, cellar, cemetery. There we go. Scriptorium. Well, I do. This work, I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're looking like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I'm working to the best of my abilities, and I'll dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talents, praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. Piero, I can't believe this. I don't think I was come to check on his progress, and this is all you have. You should have finished this months ago. You might be so corrupted by age that you didn't notice your seasons have changed. Well, you're not the only one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Sorry, French, but I believe your point is made. God, shut up, French. Stop talking about your frustrations to an old man. You impudent knave! How dare you speak to me like that? I'm master of the scriptorium. It is my place to run the scriptorium as I see fit. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh, God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I'll accept responsibility. Oh, that's not written correctly. Why is there a C? I mean an S. Accept responsibility for it. Pia de Frank is right. Oh, hey. Hey, long time no see. Hi, Finneck. Is this mine? It must be, yes. It is, my lord. I can No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity towards Kirsten is being taken advantage of. I have the fool in the sad story. No, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this, of course. We only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again. Good to see you, Lorenz. My lord, if you please. Sorry. Gernard, why not have Andreas complete the rest of his illustrations? He's clearly capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it? If it's speed you come... No, I'm not talking about the script, that's fine. The art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course. I mean, if Andreas is alright with it. Takes the pressure off of Brother Piero, I'd be delighted to commit. There, we have it. I hope this will always... If this lapse your consent, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, I'm still looking at your table for supper. Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. Oh lord, I've already made supper plans with the Druckers family in town. Ah, nonsense. You can eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. Offer. Well, Father? Ah, well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend, the Prince Bishop, would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. You had this planned. What'd I do? Look at everyone, like, stopping. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. Go ahead, friend. Not ridiculous, listen to yourself. Oh, Prior Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are. And you'll embarrass me, the Abbot and the Abbey. I think he's right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions. Guy, can you stop flattering the Prior for 1 minute? If anyone is embarrassed, it's you, Ferenc. Someone serious. Brothers! If you please, sisters and I would prefer if you could keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. That was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. I'll finish my work here and wash up in the lavatory for supper at the Abbot's table. Cool. Work all night on a drink a Roma. And I come and we want to go home. Old Bailey. Cemetery. The Abbot's house is around here, right? Cloister. It's at the lower area. Chapter house? Nope. We'll go Upper Abbey. Then Lower Abbey, right? Like, that's the second time I coughed and farted at the same time today. Where do I need to go right now? Lorenz invited me to eat at the Abbot's table. I'm not sure I'm welcome, but I can't refuse the invitation. I should have washed up at the lavatorium and closer to the... Okay. Wash up first. Of course. What? Okay, Martine. God. Freaking... Ugh. Hate you, Martine. Stupid idiot. I hate you when I want you to die. Ooh, lavatory. That's it. Oh. Hello. Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper. The circumstances are unusual, to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you. None of the brothers will, but it'll be good to have you with us. It's a shame. I always enjoy our talks. Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the Abbot's table. You can talk all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it. Abbot doesn't look kindly on the idle chatter. How about I don't make a fool of myself? These meals are far above my station. Take my place, Brother Piero. You deserve the honor. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair, it's humiliating. Oh, no, my son. There's no need to worry about it, oh my god. And we all need a taste of humility from time to time to keep our feet on this earth. Oh, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you in your work. And when you leave all of us at Kirsau Abbey behind, you can call upon your friend Lorenz, the Baron Rothenberg, to do your career. He's wrong, you know. Mark is wrong about you being slow. There's nothing wrong with your style. It's not old to be normal. About you being slow. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes first, things change, the future will write over the present. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now, I must hurry to refractory to join my brothers. I will see you inside. I've not known him for that long, but if anything were to happen to him, I would kill everybody in the room and then myself. Now it's time to say hi to the abbots. Screw you, Martin. Can I wash up? I should wash up in the lavatory and voice train and join the brothers in the refractory. Ah. I could probably just go over to the other guy's house, you know. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Gnat, Father Thomas, Prior Fenech, Fair. Simon Peter answered, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God.
The Son of the living God.
Oh, the Gospel of Matthew.
Jesus replied, blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock you will build my church. The gates of Hades will not overcome it.
You read the Matthew much in this? Some, yes.
I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples to not tell anyone that he was the Messiah.
Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Father Gnat, have you read anything by Martin Luther? I can't say that I... Some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. My lord, it's a meal to your liking. I believe I remember you enjoying quail on your last visit. The quail? My god, Father Abbot, the quail's fine. What do you think Martin Luther's idea worth discussing? Talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see value in ideas, do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Rather, Vian, yes, how appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church sale and diligence? Look at everybody looking at him. Look at that guy on the far left side, second guy. He's like looking like,
I'm angry. I'm looking to the right now. Oh, I'm looking really good. And now I'm looking at the top left.
Everybody's like shocked. Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas?
Certainly a man who has attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on this work.
Why not? Where should we start?
Debate. Excellent. Let's start with the 95 Theses. Enough! Andreas, you should know better.
This guy's just so angry. Lord Rothigo, you are our guest and are held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas Mathian, or any other brother. Is that clear? Suppose, Father, this is your object, but you take too much offense at this. You're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or for someone else, reformers coming to the church, you had better accept it. Whoa! No. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous, outrageous. How dare you? See. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I've ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. That guy on the left side, okay, second, penultimate guy on the left bottom. He's so angry. So like, looks like a troll face right there. Like, you remember the troll games, you know? I overstepped my bounds, and my apologies. No, don't worry. Despite this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia to say. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome, fathers, brothers. Andreas, good night. No, don't leave, Baron. Why, Andreas? Why did you engage him? I expect better from you. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. I will take my leave as well. Good night. Barely even touched any food. Don't worry about Father, Gernot, and the Baron. I'm sure it will be all fine by morning. Well, Father can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. The Baron should apologize if he wants to be forgiven. No, that seems unlikely, yeah. Maybe so, but we may never lose hope. We must never lose hope. In any case, I do not hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. But Piero, do you think of Martin Luther? What do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? Ha! That's as for younger and wiser men for me as I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. Such a weird waddle. An awkward supper. I should get some sleep. Indeed. That's the lower abbey. Oh, I do need to go home. Oh, there's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lawrence must be awake. Wonder how he's doing. What's he thinking? He's a Baron, but I would expect that to go well. Storm doesn't seem to be going anytime soon. Poor night for stargazing. Should get back to the gardeners. I want to talk to the Baron before I go. I really do. Oh. Well, I hope I can talk to him more. He seems like a really cool guy. Huh? Ooh. Yeah. Are you alright, Master Mills? Did you see that in the aqueduct? The ghost? Yes. Could be a Roman. Maybe even an old pagan. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Interesting. Well, I think I have found Joan's last lost sheep. I'm going to head home. That sheep looks so, like, high. Take care, Massimino. I will. Thank you, Till. Iris is beautiful. The forest. I was supposed to get mushrooms here, wasn't I? Let's see. Carving Saint Satia. Looks quite old. I was supposed to get mushrooms here. Might as well, you know, before I forget. Rotten and full of bugs. No wonder Otto has to split it up. I mean, no wonder Otto has to split it up. I think that. This waterfall must flow down from the snowman in the mountain over the Abbey. Old salt mine? Huh. Castings old salt mine. The town made money before the Imperial Road opened up. Cool. Oh, there's a rabbit there that's just unperturbed by me walking around him. That's not accurate. Maybe back then they were less afraid of humans. Like animals, I mean. Smokey's home. So there's nothing here. Well, I need these. Most of the filling for the Abbey's renovations and fireworks. I can only gather 6. Ah, no! Pale horse, still on the floor. Hello? Are you alright there? Martins, pale horse, death! Listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. Am I here? Is this now? Yes, you're with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. You're right. She certainly is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. Some are more frightening than others. What is she doing here? Does she live in the church? She lives there, yes. I am a little surprised you haven't noticed her before. If you came to Massimo Guerra, you would see that I give her communion through the window to herself. A cell? He is an anchorus, a religious hermit, so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. He is dead to the world, but continues the life in prayer and religious contemplation. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives a great and terrible visions. She local to Tassing, or is she a nun at Kirsil? Neither. She came here from the Benedict Abbey in the Lower Baravel before it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all the monks and nuns at Curacao could read, even poor Brother Volkert. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Of course, sister. Seems unhappy. Sounds like she is in a great deal of pain. She is. She feels a pain that is both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine and aching left in her joints. I know of no cure for that, say prayer to the Almighty. Sister Almighty was saying that she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Oh, no, don't rush in judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend, so may never be understood at all, as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. Ah, weird. Alright, I'm gonna guess I'm going. I need to go to Town Commons, right? All this is weird. I've never been here before. I'm lost. Where do I go? Oh, this seems familiar. Gertner. There we go. Go to bed. getting late. I should get some rest. Stay awake. I'll go away. Time to get back to work. It's alright, Tesla. Morning. What happens? Storm rolled in during the night. It hasn't let up all morning. Sarah and I have been doing what we can in here to keep ourselves from washing away. Pretend you'll go outside, try to deal with the floating as best they can. Is the farm in danger? There's always a danger with this much rain, but we've lived through worse. Whatever happens, it will be as God wills it. We must have faith in the providence and the surely will come. Rest in peace for you. Right now, I need to go to the main menu. Your last game was saved 47 seconds. Oh, that's fine. I'm going to be logging out for right now. But yeah, that was Pentiment. I really enjoyed it. I love reading, and this is just really cool. Yeah, I guess that is it. Thank you so much for watching, anybody here, and I'll see you all next time. But before I go, don't leave yet. Before I go, where is my phone? I want to check if there are any comments, because people almost never leave comments on my streams. Like, never. I've only got, the last time I got comments was like, what, half a year ago? I was playing Overwatch. Yeah, nope, nothing. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!